Hey guys, Morten Ostad here with another video, and this video, it's completion time, guys. If you followed my videos for a while and my channel, you know that I love the records and the music of Stephen Malkmus, be it his solo work or his work with Pavement. A while back, I got the last Pavement album on vinyl, and it was completion time, double so, because now I had all of Pavement on vinyl and on CD. But one aspect of that sort of spurred me on was collecting Stephen Malkmus studio albums on vinyl. I'm still missing one on CD, by the way. And it's actually the one that I'm going to show you now. So I got into Stephen Malkmus when I sort of randomly bought his solo album debut, which was actually also with the Jicks. Back around the year 2000, I did not know who he was, and later found out that he had been sort of, the front man of Pavement, a band that I then subsequently also fell into. Although I did sort of realize that I kind of knew them from various songs. And I've seen Pavement at the Øya Festival here in Oslo, and I saw Stephen in June last year, so about a year ago, touring with his new band. I don't know how permanent that is, but it's kind of a super group of his called the Hard Quartet. And I'm back. Sorry, phone rang and had to do an errand or two. I also realized that I should probably hang up my Hard Quartet poster there, and I ended up putting up my Hard Quartet t-shirt. Where was I? Well, why haven't I gotten this record until now, and why is this the last one I get? Well, the reason I didn't get this when it came out on CD, like I've usually done, was probably because of this one. So this one I actually made a video about just a couple of days ago. This is Groove Denied, and this was his electronic album, and halfway electronic, halfway normal, if you like. And back then it kind of it kind of didn't work for me all that well, but I did, like I said, I did get it on vinyl now, and it was my penultimate one, and I enjoyed it a lot more now. But I guess that sort of was then why I didn't immediately step up. And I've been on, I listen to Stephen Malkmus, but especially also Pavement on and off all the time, really. So yeah, it's just a bad reason, I suppose. So here it is then. This is Stephen J. Malkmus, Traditional Techniques. On Traditional Techniques, Stephen Malkmus shines a light on his guitar playing with a set of folky jams backed by Matt Sweeney and Chris Funk. Sweeney has worked with Chavez, Superwolf and Iggy Pop, and Chris Funk with the Decemberists. It's gratifying to see a great songwriter still busy being born, said Rolling Stone. So, a folksy album by Stephen Malkmus. Quick word about the title. I tried to remember this, but it didn't catch. I didn't remember the name. The album meaning. It says here, the tongue-in-cheek title is heavily inspired by German philosopher Theodor Adorno's critique of the Beatles, suggesting that pop music reduces expression to mere traditional techniques. Malkmus plays with this concept, proving he can adapt traditional acoustic folk structures into a quirky vessel for his modern worldview. So, I just wanted to tell you that part. titles: ACC Curtain, Zian Man, The Greatest Own in Legal History, Cash Up, Shadow Band, What Kind of Person, Flowing Robes, Brainwashed, Signal Western, and Amberjack. And this was released all the way back in 2020. We've since had one album by him with the Hard Quartet in 2024, but it's been a while, so this is so far his last solo album. And alongside Groove Denied, these are considered his, most solo work, as he hasn't been working with other members of the Jicks and so on. So I want to save the old. So nice matte cardboard finish there. And as usual with his records, we have an insert. Picture of the man, looking almost like Tim Finn for some reason. Yeah, no, so he is working with quite a few people on this, actually. So yeah, I'm very, very intrigued by this. This is a brand new album for me, after all, because I haven't heard any of this. Let's say, some. He said in Norwegian for some reason. And we have a nice inner sleeve. And the album itself on the old black vinyl there. So guys, that was yet another completion time for me. Very excited now to have all of Stephen Malkmus's work with Pavement and his solo work. There's a few things he's worked alongside other members that I do have one of. For example, I have the Silver Jews, one of their records. And I think there were 4 of them, and he's on 2 or 3 of those. So I'm looking forward to maybe getting some more of that and exploring if there's any other Stephen Malkmus adjacent work out there. He's an artist that has been quite prominent in my listening over the years. So yeah, I hope I won't get any abstinences now, not having any more music from him. Like I said, he's worked now with his sort of indie supergroup of himself, another American, and 2 Australians. And not sure what he's up to right now. Maybe he'll return for some summer touring next year or something with Pavement. They were involved in the making of that Pavement movie about themselves, or not about themselves. It's a weird one. Check out one of my previous videos where I talk about having watched that film. And or maybe we'll get more from the Hard Quartet. I do not know at the moment, so that's all she wrote as far as that goes. Please click like, guys. I hope you enjoyed me getting my Stephen Malkmus collection together. If you want to subscribe, well, that makes me happy. I make videos about music that I acquire, sometimes my opinions about those. I usually draw my own, YouTube thumbnails. I like drawing cartoons and so on. And please leave a comment, and I hope to see you guys soon in another video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.